sugar is actually proven to be more addictive than cocaine because it triggers a pleasure center in our brain. And so once it hits the brain just keeps signaling that we want more because it wants to experience that. Okay, so I'm sitting here with my good friend Yar. So thank you so much for joining me today.
For sure, my pleasure. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate all the great work you do. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Yar gave us the pleasure. He joined. I just recently did a 5 day sugar detox, well, a 5 day weight loss detox, which was actually, having 5 days of no sugar whatsoever, even from fruits. And he had told me that he joined not to lose weight, obviously. He doesn't need to lose weight, but why did you join the sugar detox?
Great question. I'm a big believer of the connection of mind, body, and the effects that nutrition ha has on our mind and our spirit, and nothing to do with weight. The food we eat has literally a huge effect on the way we, go through the day and through life. And as you know, I have a sweet tooth. So I do want to reduce, I want to reduce the sugar intake because I know it would have a huge, not only like on the spiritual level, but also, when I go to work, we spoke about that. Like if I have bad sugar, so could just like in the middle of the day, I could just have like this huge, spike down. I just feel really tired. So, yep.
Yeah, which is definitely something, when I do my workshops about sugar, that's one of the things we talk about. And a lot of people confess, yeah, around 2 or 3 o'clock, there's that midday slump, which is directly related to the sugar. So and just tell me briefly, we already talked before, but just so everyone knows, what were some of the things that you noticed changes from, doing the sugar detox? Like how was it like before and what did you notice after?
So I believe it's not a one-time thing like for 5 days. It's something I need to be continue to do. I don't believe in like one-time actions, but the difference that I did feel in that short time is again more so like in terms of the middle of the day. So I'll work and I won't get this, this I call it like in my language like a cloud of tiredness, like in the middle of the day, feeling really tired. So that kind of went. And also in terms of the mood, I know that in the long run, like I did the opposite than you, than the challenge that you did. So I did what happens when I have only sugar. I did that like 2 years ago, and the effect on on the mind, on the attitude was crazy. What wasn't good. So like when it's the opposite, like you did, which I think that's a good way to go. So also it has an effect again on the mind, starting the morning in a different way, relaxed, calm.
Yeah. And you shared with me a little story. You told me that a friend came to your house and brought you a special treat and that you couldn't resist. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened with that?
Listen, when there are really good treats, I'll divide the story into two because I didn't have everything. Uh, so when there are really good treats, I will have them, even if they have sugar inside. But I'll try it like not that. I'll try that. That won't happen too often. But in terms of what you're talking about, I met a few friends, and they bought a really good treat that has a lot of sugar. So the first one actually, I don't remember if I told you this. The first one I didn't have any, because I was looking at just a few days. But at the second time, that my friend come over, so I had some. Usually it's hard for me to have like some. Like I want to have a few more because I can't have like two good cookies. I need to have 10. So if I remember correctly, I don't remember the exact number, but I just had a little bit. And again, like understanding that there's a phase in general, like I also realized kind of from like looking from the outside and like kind of being aware that the sugar, it's like it's addictive. Like I realized, okay, I had two cookies. I don't really need another cookie. It just because it's like it's like a substance that, you know, makes us addicted to it. So then I stopped. But to be honest, I just try not to have sugar in my house, because if it will be in here, it won't be. Because
Yeah.
I'll probably eat it, unless I told myself in my mind that I have it for guests, and then I won't touch it. But otherwise,
Yeah. Well, yeah, sugar is actually proven to be more addictive than cocaine because it triggers a pleasure center in our brain. And so once it hits the brain just keeps signaling that we want more because it wants to experience that feeling of pleasure. So you're not alone in that. And it's definitely something that is difficult, you know, to kick. And it's something that's actually really quite a strong feeling. So, you know, don't, everyone, you know, don't feel so like bad that, you know, it's difficult to overcome, definitely. But I do have some tips for doing that because I gave up sugar back, I think in 2013. And I did it for different reasons, actually. I did it for my flexibility. And it definitely did help. I'm a yoga teacher and I've been doing yoga for 20 years. So I was looking, you know, for those reasons, but I quickly saw a lot of other benefits. And so the first thing that really helped me was to up my fats. At the time, I wasn't really a big fat person. Like I didn't really, and I'm talking healthy fats. And I don't eat meat, so that doesn't help either. I don't know, do you eat meat?
yeah,
Okay, well, you have a different thing. By the way, where do you live, Yar?
I live in Israel, next to Jerusalem.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that. So, yeah, so not a meat eater, but I wasn't eating avocados. I wasn't eating many nuts. I didn't do butter. I didn't really like cheese. I didn't do cream, sour cream, nothing like that. So the first thing I needed to do was to bring fats into my body to kind of offset what the sugars were doing. And it wasn't that so much it was sugar. I was doing honey, which people think honey is really healthy, but once it hits your body, it's really the same as sugar in your body. It has amino acids, you know, it has some good properties, you know, definitely, and it's definitely better than just plain white sugar. But as far as, you know, what it does to your insulin levels, it's yeah, it's pretty on much the same. Your body doesn't know whether it's white or it's some brown liquid. It's just like it, you know, it's got plenty of sweetness to it. But yeah, so once I
By the
did
way, even if it's brown sugar, you're saying, if I understood you correctly?
yeah, it'll still spike your insulin levels the same way. Now, it as far as other effects, you know, yes, of course, brown is better. Molasses is better, you know, maple syrup because it has some nutritional value, but it's still gonna, you know, a diabetic person, the doctor's not gonna say, okay, don't have white sugar, but you can have brown sugar.
Yeah,
You know, they're even
probably not.
yeah, they're even telling them not to have certain high sugar fruits like bananas and things like that. So yeah, the first thing that really helps is upping your fat. So I started doing full fat yogurt. I started doing nut butter. I started doing nuts. I think I was drinking milk at the time, so full fat milk. You know, doing the avocados, and that really helped to sustain my energy levels because being somebody who's constantly in a hot room, 42 degrees, 40% humidity, 90 minutes, 2 times a day, just for teaching, then I practice sometimes there for another, you know, 2 hours. If I do 2 classes, then imagine I'm there 4 times, cycling to the studio, 25 minutes, cycling back. So
Wow, I'm just getting hot.
yeah,
I hear that. I'm like, you know, to get some air. Wow, wow.
yeah. So those crashes that I was experiencing, not the same as you, but you know, experiencing because just expending so much energy, it stopped. And that was like the first, you know, thing. And then in order to sustain my energy was to eat frequently. So I went from being somebody who used to only eat dinner, slowly, like, you know, starting to eat breakfast, starting to eat lunch. And then once I cut out the sugar, I had to train myself to eat 5 times a day. So that's the other thing is like starting with fats, yeah, and then starting to eat, you know, more frequently, but being conscious, obviously, of what you eat. When you eat very clean, but you eat consistently, it's actually really easy.
Sounds a lot.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot. And Actually, what you said about the nuts and all the fat, I have that. So I start my morning today. I'll have like it would be a base of yogurt, and then I'll have like nuts, blueberries, chia, and all those stuff. And I'll still have chocolate. So I I don't believe in not having anything. I know you stopped, you said 2012, 2013. So for myself, for example, I told myself, okay, so if I have chocolate, so mainly, not always, but mainly dark chocolate. Or on our Sabbath, with like the holy day, if I go to a friend, there'll be good cake, I'll have the good cake. But like is a routine like you recommend me to do. So on on my routine on the day to day life, I won't have it. I know I won't have that chocolate in the house. So I have here running in front of me a great piece of chocolate with a lot of sugar. But again, that's for guests, so I don't touch it. Uh, but for myself, I have like the around, I guess, 85, or if it's something like really good. Because I also believe, like, I went out once with a girl, and she was like, okay, I could only have, these vegetables that were grown at a certain temperature in a certain country. And if she had something different, so she was like anxious, and I'm like, it's not worth it. Like
Yeah.
my mind said, okay, when I have something, and I know that it's, let's say, high in sugar, whatever, so I won't have it often at all. But when I have it, I'll enjoy it. And I won't do, oh my God, like, well, what am I doing? No, I'm enjoying it, it's all good, but not to have it that often. Because like you mentioned a few times already, I'm a huge believer. You said you did for, for your yoga practice, but and I believe the effect that it has on our mind, on the way that we live life, is huge. Nutrition in general, like, there's a whole field that is called psychiatry. I forgot the name in English, but I think nutritional psychiatry. That it could really helps people, like, having the right nutrition for them. Again, each person is a little bit different, but it really helps them with mental issues. So I'm a huge believer, in taking care of our mind and body. I think it's together, and one of those things that we need to do is take care of our nutrition. So I really also appreciate the fact that you bought this challenge, because for me, sugar is the challenging. But Christina, we used to go out, like back in the days when I went with my friends for ice cream. So we used to get 3 ice creams, one for each, and then I used to have my, like, extra large, have mine, and then they wouldn't finish theirs, so I used also to finish theirs. Yeah.
I I'm right there with you. I mean, when I was young, I was a gymnast. So my friend, when I come to her house, she just throw a bag of marshmallows at me. And I remember one time I was at her party and she threw the bag of marshmallows. I just came back from gymnastics practice, and one of the boys, he turned and then he said, "Oh my God." I said, "What?" He said, "The marshmallows, where'd they go?" I said, "Push them." And he's like, "I was just coming to ask if I could have a couple." You just devoured them in 2 minutes. And I just looked, what was I supposed to do? I mean, if you give me the bag, I eat the whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
So
The same,
yeah,
same thing. Same.
yeah. And I used to, I mean, I could do a half gallon of ice cream, no problem. But
If it's
obviously things
only if it's a good ice cream.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. So these things, definitely, it's about having a lifestyle, and a lifestyle, you're meant to enjoy your life. And I can see by your surroundings, you definitely do. But like following these things, like with the high fat and eating frequently, when you walk into a situation, when you see your favorite treats, and you're there with your friends and things like that, that urge to eat the whole pan of cookies is no longer there because your body's actually satisfied. So that a lot of times when people overdo it, it's because they haven't reached what their body actually needs. Like your body tags things as you chew. Like as you chew, you start the digestive process, and your body starts saying, okay, we need this to build this, we need this to build that. And so it's searching for things. So if you're constantly like eating a lot of something, your body is still saying, oh, we're sending out a signal, we're still hungry because it didn't maybe get enough salt, or it didn't get enough fats, or it didn't get enough protein, but we're just eating the wrong thing. So the signal keeps going out and we just keep eating, but we're eating the wrong thing. But when you put the right things into your body, you're only going to take what you really need, not what you need, what you just want for enjoyment. And it's not that much. So you can just have one cookie and be completely satisfied because you're not eating it to feed a hunger that sugar is not going to fulfill. Sugar is just empty calories. You're just enjoying the taste. And definitely, if you're going to go bad good. Get the best stuff and just enjoy it and you know, sit down, be with your friends, you know, play your music, whatever, and just make a whole event of it.
Oh, for sure. I still agree with that. And I think there's another reason to like you just now mentioned then, like if you go all the way in and enjoy it, because when you come from that type of mindset, so it's okay, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to enjoy it, and then I go back. But if we come from a place of, wait, what did I just now do? I ruined the whole, the last month. I'm a disaster. Why did I do this? And then like you start criticizing yourself. Not only that would be the first time after this month that we didn't touch the sugar, this will be the first, and from here we'll keep on going down. So if we come from a place of criticizing ourselves, why did we do it? And we're not good, we're bad, whatever. So we're opening the door for continuing to go in that path of having more and more, and anything in life, not only in sugar, but yeah, I totally connect to what you said.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm just like, for me, it's like I ration where I'm going to get it from. So like you mentioned about, your yogurt, I have cacao, but it's pure cacao. So there's no sugar added, but I do love cacao. So sometimes they will have a beautiful cake, like a cacao cheesecake, and they're going to put some sugar there, but it looks really good. And I say, yes, I'm going to eat that. I'm going to enjoy that. I'd rather have that than go buy a thing. I don't know if you have Oreo cookies, but, waste my time on Oreo cookies.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go there. So I just wanted to share those, those couple of tips, and I'm sure if you put those into practice, that pan of cookies will be safe around you and it can last a little longer than it used to.
Well, I hope so. That will also be good for me. That means I don't need to go every time and buy them. So
yeah.
that
Then
would be good.
you can put the rest in your fridge and enjoy them, over the next, few days, or for your guests that come over.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great tips, and I appreciate it. Like you said, I think the more you have that is not as a diet, but as a lifestyle. So then things really happen, and then I could have only one or two cookies because it's not like a one-time thing. It's the way of life. So I really also connect to that. Beautiful. I'm waiting for your visit. I'm also really honored to be here. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Sounds great. Looking forward.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Hi, I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.